Emancipation Day, celebrating freedom and equality. Emancipation Day commemorates the abolition of slavery in Trinidad and Tobago. On August 1st, 1834, the Emancipation Act was signed, and this granted freedom to enslaved people throughout the British colonies, including Trinidad and Tobago. So, a very long time ago, people from Africa were taken against their will and brought to Trinidad. They were forced to make a long and difficult journey across the ocean in crowded ships. This journey was called the Middle Passage. The conditions of slavery. When the Africans arrived in Trinidad, they were treated very poorly. They were forced to work on the big farms called plantations. On those plantations, they had so much hard labor to do, such as farming and cutting sugarcane. African slaves were considered property and did not have any freedom of rights. Slavery was a harsh and unfair system where people were not treated with respect or any sort of kindness. Slavery, it impacted the society and the individuals involved. Slavery had a profound impact on Trinidadian society. The African people brought with them their rich culture, traditions, and knowledge. Over time, their customs and languages blended with the local traditions, creating a unique Trinidadian culture that celebrated diversity and resilience. The descendants of the enslaved Africans displayed a vital role in shaping the country's identity, contributing to music, dance, food, and many other aspects of Trinidadian heritage. To contrast, slavery had a terrible impact on the individuals who were enslaved. They were separated from their families and their homes, and they had to endure long hours of hard work, often in very difficult conditions. They faced physical abuse and were not allowed to learn to read and write. Despite these hardships, they were showed great resilience and strength in the face of adversity. And we have Emancipation Day because slavery ended on August 1st, 1834, when Emancipation Day was celebrated. So let's go back a little bit. Before Emancipation Day, we said slaves were treated as property. They were forced to work in hard conditions. They were taken away from their original homes. They weren't allowed to learn to read or even write. But on August 1st, 1834, something amazing happened. Do you remember? Yes, the government made a special law called the Emancipation Act. So all our ancestors that were enslaved people in Trinidad were then set free. And this meant they could finally have their freedom and be treated as equal human beings. So all the things that they couldn't have done in the beginning, they could now do. While celebrating Emancipation Day, remember and honor the important event. It's a day when people come together to celebrate the end of slavery and to recognize the bravery and strength of those who fought for freedom. It reminds us of the importance of treating everyone with fairness and respect, no matter their race or background. On this day, there are big celebrations with parades, music, dancing, and cultural activities. People wear colorful clothes and wave their flags to show their pride in their heritage and their freedom. It's a joyful and meaningful day for all Trinidadians as they remember the past and look forward to a future where everyone is treated equally. Trinidad has a rich African influence that has shaped its culture in various ways. Let's start with musical influences. So, in Trinidad, African rhythms and musical traditions have strongly influenced Trinidadian music. There are many rhythm patterns and drumming styles of African music, and it has been incorporated in various genres such as calypso, soca, and steel pan music. And these genre of music, they often feature lively beats and energetic dance moves that reflect African cultural expressions. Up next, dance influences. Now, African dance forms have had a significant impact on Trinidadian dance. Traditional African dance styles, they have many movements, they have footwork and body isolations. They have been preserved and integrated into folklore dances and modern dance forms in Trinidad. For example, this includes dance de ballet. This is a traditional African-based dance and the energetic movements of carnival dances. Next, we have language and speech. African influences are present in the language and speech patterns of Trinidad, and we Trinidadians use African-based Creole languages such as Trinidadian Creole English, which contains vocabulary, their grammar, and annotations influenced by West African languages. We use African proverbs and idioms, and storytelling techniques have also been their way into the local dialect. Here are a few examples. I'm sure you heard your grandparents using them. Lift a finger if you heard any of these proverbs before. You could bring a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. This simply means you can offer someone an opportunity, but you can't force them to take it. Next one. Monkey does know what tree to climb in. This simply means people have a natural instinct for survival and know how to make the best choices in difficult situations. Another saying is, no matter how long the night, the day must break. And this means difficult times will eventually come to an end and better days will follow. Some African idioms are, the pot calling the kettle black, look at this. This simply means you as a person are accusing someone of something you yourself are guilty of. And next one I'm sure you heard of is, a busting my tail here, boy. And this means you're working very hard and exerting a lot of effort. Hey, full belly easy. And this means it's easier to be content and satisfied when your basic needs are met. Storytelling traditions in Trinidad, they often draw from African influences, with tales passed down through generations. And one popular character in Trinidadian folklore is a little spider called Anansi. And Anansi is a cunning and mischievous spider known for outsmarting others. Anansi's stories teach moral lessons and entertain listeners with humorous and clever plots. We also have African cuisines. African culinary traditions have influenced Trinidadian cuisines. Dishes such as kalaloo, which is a leafy green stew, pilau, a one-pot rice and meat dish, and various types of sweets and soups have roots in African cooking techniques and ingredients. We also have traditional practices, such as the African spiritual and cultural practices, which has been preserved in Trinidad. We have African influenced art. We have African craftsmanship in Trinidad and Tobago, their designs, patterns, and we also incorporate them into wood carvings, paintings, jewelry, and textiles. Please choose the questions that are suitable for your students. And as always, like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Bye guys.